Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I would like to walk you through the overall trend in the market as it pertains to the QQQ, so the Nasdaq, because there was a bounce this week since yesterday, and I'm looking at it as a short-term bounce and a short-term bounce only. And some of the important days looking forward into the next weeks and month. This is how the QQQ looks like on the 1 hour chart. And you can see that there was this bounce since yesterday and it hit this trend line and it's now retreating from there. So this trend line not only serves as the resistance for this bounce, but the overall resistance for the top that the market has been forming in the past 2 months, because this bounce is much smaller than this upward trend from here, because this bottom is much smaller than this one, and there was this institutional buy here and there was none over here. So you can safely treat this as a end to the consolidation of this top, and going forward QQQ is on its way down. I can safely say that right now. And to support this thesis, I started posting a weekly economic events calendar in my shorts. So if you go there, this is how the economic events calendar looks like for this week. So tomorrow we are looking at the employment change report from ADP and the US balance of trade and the US initial jobless claim. These three are three major data that are coming out before market opens tomorrow morning. And although the next ones are also important, they will not be as significant of a market mover as these three, because jobless claims and employment are important factors to weigh in how well the market is performing. And you heard from Jerome Powell in Jackson Hole that employment and inflation are two important factors. And now we are tilting towards fixing employment rather than trying to control inflation. So these three data releases are important to watch out for tomorrow. And on Friday, you can see that the non-farm employment data and the US unemployment report are also coming out. So looking forward to the next weeks and months, I would like to tie the weekly economic event schedules into the put and call options on the QQQ, because these are telling indicators of what's to come in the coming weeks and months. So if we look forward, you can see that there is this little spike in puts and calls on the QQQ on September 5th. And this ties into the Friday data that's coming out. And if we look further into the future, you can see that there is this huge spike in calls and especially puts on September 19th. And this is the day after the decisions on interest rates by the Fed. And if we look further, we can see that there is this medium-sized spike on October 17th, and there is another second spike, if you will, after this one on December 19th. So if you look at the open interest spread on the QQQ, you can see and have an idea of what's to come in the coming weeks and months so that you can be prepared. So this is all I want to bring up today. I'll see you in the next video.